Good morning. Today I'm going to talk about some of my health issues. I Let me think where I'm going to start. I always had asthma. My parents my dad had cancer. My mom had heart disease, congestive heart failure, high blood pressure. I mean the normal things. Mostly all of us in the family has arthritis. I think the very first time where I kept getting trying to think. I want to make sure I started having how can I say this? Butt issues. I had always had issues, hemorrhoids or either fibroid tumors. I mean something. Always. I remember the first time they took a piece of my colon out because of hemorrhoids and all this other stuff, so they say. So okay, did that. That's actually when Norbert stood up. I and Norbert wasn't, it's my, actually, Norbert is my ex-husband. He, wow. Norbert, I would just talk to him, but I didn't really care for him, I put it that way. Um, I had called him like, look, I'm going in for surgery tomorrow. I'm going in for surgery tomorrow. Uh, um, but I'll be home, so I call you when I get out. So he's like, what hospital are you going to? And I told him, do y'all know that man was at that doggone hospital? I was in recovery, and I look up, and it's him and my son standing there. I'm like, wow, what's up with that? At a particular time, I was down. I was in Chicago at this time. At a particular time, I was down. That man took care of my children. Man, I knew then he had some potential. I knew then he had some potential. This is stripped out, though. Because before him, Warren and his mother, I thank God for Mama, like I always said, because if I had not have met Warren, I wouldn't have met her. I had went to jail and mm-mm-mm. I went to jail for selling drugs. And my kid's father had my children. And his family gave my kids to the system. And the man came to visit me and told me my children was in DCFS custody and everything. And at that time I had met Warren before I went to jail. And Warren would come and see me. Warren did everything I needed while I was behind them bars. Warren, he did not miss a beat. I thank God for him right to the day because he made my bit a little bit easier. I had regular visits, regular money on my books, regular phone calls, anything that I needed, I had it. I thank God for him right to the day. When I came home, I thought it was going to work between him and I, but I couldn't forgive him for what he did. He messed around with one of my friends. Well, I thought she was one of my friends. And then I wanted to be married. He wasn't ready. I wanted a lifestyle like I seen on TV, y'all. You know, I wanted that a husband with a picket fence, and I thought I wanted that then. Well, I wanted it. I did. But at that particular time, my main goal was getting my children out the system. Warren was stable. Him and his mom was stable. So I did what I had to do to get my children out. I stayed with them till I got my children out. And there was nothing that my children didn't want. That man did good by me and my kids. I can honestly say that. And I said I was going to talk about my health, and look how this come up. I'm like, wow. Mm. This. Wow. So I remember moving here to Wisconsin, and I was with Nurbert. I was actually on my verge of leaving Nurbert at that time. I met Nurbert in the time of me transitioning from Warren. And well, I had always knew Norbert because Norbert worked in my family's lounge, so I've always known him. I can recall Norbert telling when he called himself cheating on me. My biggest pet peeve is the cheating. I can't deal with that. Every man that I've left is mainly because of that. I'll never forget. He told the girl I was his baby mother. I was crazy. I just got out of mental institution, and he was helping me get myself together. So he allowed me to move in with him. That's what he had told the girl. He had accidentally texted me trying to text her. So that's how he got busted. So at that particular time, I was ready to leave. I had we was married, Nurbert and I was married. And I decided that I didn't want to be with him anymore after I found that out. So wow. Wow. And instead of me leaving Norbert, I decided to get even. And I shouldn't have. I should have went on and left him. But I told him, you want to cheat? I'll show you how to cheat. And I did some horrific things that I shouldn't have never done. I didn't care that he knew that I was sleeping with other people. I didn't care. I got to the point where I bring the people home. You're never supposed to do that. I didn't care about them calling the phone, disrespecting him. I didn't care. He hurt me in a place to where I couldn't believe it. Because my thing was, I trusted you. I'm like, you can't even... Norbert has a speech impediment, for one. Norbert not a hell of a kind of guy, no way. And if you seen Norbert, you'd be like, Peg, what the hell do you want with him? So I gave my whole heart to you. And this is what you do to me? So that's how that started. And I mean, I let it rip. But then I told him, I said, I'm leaving. I'm moving to Wisconsin. He said, I want to make my marriage work. I want you. I'm going with you, can I? We decided to move to Madison, Wisconsin. We decided to move to Madison, and we decided to give our marriage another chance. Until he told me that, y'all probably gonna think I'm crazy. He's like, now I knew he couldn't do everything that I liked to do sexually. But he told me, I'm gonna try. I'll try to please you sexually. You know I'm a little extra on the sexual tip. I know that. Norbert didn't want to do oral sex, but he wanted you to do oral sex on him. So my thing was, why should I suck your dick if you ain't eating no pussy? So that's how that went. Then he had nerves to tell me, well, you better go to the streets and get it did, find you somebody to do it, because I'm not doing that. What did he tell me? You can't tell me stuff like that. Because you tell me something like that, there I go, I'm gone. My mind is gone. I'm taking and running with it. And that's exactly what I did. Took it and ran with it. Well, this is my 10 minutes. Remember to look yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself that you are loved, that I love you. And remember, if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else.